What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Dat Wrasslin podcast. I'm Sheepshifter with Kill Switch, Streetkilln HD, and Benjamin Rivers. Soulamazin has a little case of the Caca de Explosivo, so he's stuck for the moment. He'll be back in a moment. He'll be joining us shortly, rather.
Yeah, Soul's gonna be joining us apparently.
Soul is back.
Soul is back, and he's
in the town.
not black. I don't know. Anyways, let's get started.
There we go again. Alright.
Where was that going, Street, when you just said,
I don't know where it was going. Shut up.
Where you going with this?
Alright, so let's kick things off with Monday Night Raw. We had Seth Rollins coming out to kick off the show. And had quite a bit to say, if I don't say so myself. I found this segment very interesting, that basically they let Seth Rollins call them out on all their bullshit, and at the same time throw Baron Corbin under the bus and say it's his fault. Like he's the guy back there writing the scripts. That's amazing to me that that he's going to take the fall for that, because that's obviously what's going to happen. But it was a pretty intense little moment of clarity where the fans and everyone else could say, oh, okay, they know they suck, so maybe they'll do something about it. Now, maybe that's just wishful thinking. I don't know. You tell me. What do you guys think?
Well, I do know Vince McMahon will be appearing next week on Raw. Just to shake things up. So, maybe, I don't know, maybe Baron Corbin may get fired next week. I don't know. But, well, in my opinion, I hope he does. So, that's just my personal opinion on this whole situation.
I forgot who it was that on Twitter, but it was somebody on SmackDown that said who let in AI Right Raw or something like that.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that also.
I forgot who said it. It was somebody on SmackDown though that said it.
On SmackDown. Oh, I don't know what it was.
They said it was on Twitter. I seen it pop up real quick, and I'm like, haha, GG. And like, he's like, there's something about who let in AI Right Raw or something. I don't know. But I'm like, damn, they're having Raw getting smashed by Seth Rollins and fucking on Twitter.
Oh, hang on. It was by Heel by Nature. I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Heel by Nature is? I don't know. But what's his name? Seth Rollins ripping Raw. I think that's pretty funny. But the thing is, it's kind of like the thing to rip Baron Corbin too, so I don't see much big deal with that, because everybody rips on Baron Corbin. But calling out, Raw and its bullshit is pretty funny.
What about you, Ben?
Hello?
Okay. Well, some of the things, Seth Rollins, of course, did say was actually true. Like, Raw has actually, Raw has actually, went, of course, downhill ever since. I don't know. It's just, I don't know, because, Raw, have these bad couple of weeks, or maybe, since Survivor Series. Well, why the hell am I now bringing Survivor Series? Don't even know why. Because, but I don't know. It's just that this whole thing about, Raw, always bad every week. I think, it's sometimes, I think it's just some of Baron Corbin's fault, but I think it's mainly the creative team's fault, for WWE. But I just think some of the blame, actually has, now of course being affected onto Baron Corbin. That's what I'm thinking about it.
All the blame has been put on Baron Corbin. Seth Rollins said, it's all your fault.
Yep.
So, Yeah. Soulamazin, he's
Soulamazin in
back.
the house now.
Oh, Soulamazin in the building.
We were just talking about the Seth Rollins calling out Baron Corbin and basically putting all the blame on Baron Corbin for WWE Creative's decisions. What do you think about that?
We're live?
Oh yeah, we're live.
What's up, everybody?
Oh, yeah,
Soulamazin is back, baby. Anyways, yeah, no, that was great, and it made me. But I think what it did is it made me like a little bit too like excited for the show. It made me like shit's about to change. Something's about to go down. I had really high expectations for the show because of it. Because I'm like, Seth is calling this man out. He's saying what all of us have been thinking for the better part of this entire year. He's laying down the law. True shit. But it made my expectations a little too high, I guess. So as the show went on, I was a little bit like, this isn't what I was expecting. But I see where it's leading to. I see
it's leading to Vince McMahon.
Oh,
Big Daddy Vince is coming.
Yeah, next week on Monday Night Raw. Next week on Raw. You're on Raw.
Yeah, he's gonna be making some fucking changes around here.
I hope he does.
If you think it wasn't worse already, it's about to get worse.
Well, there was
something
something.
He has to say.
There was something in his speech that kind of broke kayfabe. I can't remember what it was.
Today. What are you talking
well, I
about,
know,
guys?
but he basically admitted to it being a set thing, like having this guy win over this guy or something. He said something to that effect. And I was like, wow.
He also said something about what we're gonna do, have somebody pee themselves again or some shit like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's what made it good, in my opinion, is that he broke kayfabe. He said what we've been thinking.
But they always do that in ways.
Yeah, they do it quite a bit. They do it more
because
often
kayfabe
than
is dead. It's not a thing anymore. They can do shit like that.
Well, it's not usually that they're doing it while calling out the brand. I guess that's the big
they've done
differentiator.
it in the past. I mean, if you look at it as the authority figure, every time there's an authority figure like somebody like Baron Corbin or something.
I'm not looking at it like that. I'm talking about them saying that the show is bad, the numbers are bad, this is bad, all this stuff, and that the booking is bad, being specific and calling out specifically things that are kind of supposed to be hidden secrets, or not hidden secrets. It's
not hidden at all.
Yeah, it's like those obvious secrets that it's
not to speak about.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. I understand that. I understand.
So moving on, this thing started off with a tag team match, championship match. Authors of Pain with Drake Maverick versus Rude and Gable. The setup for this thing was so obvious. I mean, anybody that was watching this match had to know how this was going to go down. What advantage does Drake Maverick provide AOP at all? And it was corny and over the top, and all it did was put two people that don't really deserve tag team championships at this point, tag team championships. I'm not saying that they're bad. Their chemistry has actually gotten a lot better, and I think they're starting to kind of come into a little bit of a groove, but they're still nowhere near ready to take over as the tag team champions. Hopefully this is just a short-lived run.
This is actually a thing, huh? I thought this was going to be short-lived.
We all did.
It was going to just betray the other one or something. And then it'll be done. I guess they're really running with this. I don't know. I don't really care for it, honestly. But it's just I don't know. Chad, Gable, and Bobby fucking weird.
Yep.
It does
I don't
seem to
know.
have gotten a little better, but I agree with Sheep. They weren't ready for tag championship by any means.
Yeah, not technically. Yeah. For
The way
sure.
they did it was pretty obvious, and it was rushed. I mean, the week before, you have Biter gets pinned by Drake Maverick.
They always
You
rush
put
tag
Drake
team
Maverick.
championships. They always rush tag team championship. It's like they like people that are desperate and needing somebody to hold the title other than the people that's always been holding the title. They're like desperately just giving the tag team titles to like basically anybody. I mean, it's just like you get the title, you get a title, you get a tag team title, you get a tag team title. I was like, okay.
Oprah in
I
this
think the
bitch.
only silver lining here is at least they did it in a way where it didn't tarnish anything for AOP.
That's true.
They didn't get pinned. It's basically
Yeah, Drake Maverick got
Drake costed them.
So you think they're gonna drop Drake Maverick now?
On the back of his head, probably.
Would they actually?
I thought they were gonna do it right then, but I mean they have to.
They'll eventually do it.
I mean, he
Yeah,
really
I
lost
was
the
not actually
title,
much-
so what good is he to win?
So the next
thinking
thing, so we've had all this set up for better expectations and a better show, but I guess since Baron Corbin's still running it, it's supposed to still be a bad show. So they had to go all in with it, and this next segment was just garbage. The Natalya and Ruby Riott.
Oh God!
And Ruby
Oh,
Riott
yeah.
brings out
God.
a table with
I have like a
brings out a table
Yeah.
with like a fat head of Jim the Anvil Neidhart stuck to
I
it.
never felt so ashamed to be a wrestling fan.
Yep, storylines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like it literally made me like really
it's
disappointed
pathetic.
in being a fan of sports entertainment.
Like I was saying this on
what
the
a
Discord,
desperate measure.
they're using like any tragic fucking event to just
I know. Like
push
they're
a
using
story.
They're using Roman's cancer and the death of Jim. Like
And it's just like,
Come on, it's
why?
pathetic.
Come on.
Yeah.
They don't give no shits in creative, bro.
well, you gotta
They-
think like
They
those
dropped
people's,
the bar.
Like, Natalia's family and Roman's family, like watching Raw. You gotta think
They're
probably,
also
like,
using Jeff Hardy's past as well. Even though
Yeah,
Jeff Hardy
yeah.
agrees for it to be used.
Yeah,
'cause
even
he
though
said
these
in an
superstars
interview.
may agree to it, like you gotta think
I
their
don't know.
families are probably like, what
Yeah,
the
I know,
fuck?
the families and shit. It's just ridiculous. I think the families are gonna like tune in Raw and hear you
And
talk
that's
shit
another way
about,
that they're
like, you
breaking
know.
kayfabe by using people's personal lives,
Very true.
stories, and that's a bad way of breaking kayfabe.
I agree.
I mean, I get like the Samoa Joe Jeff Hardy one isn't nearly as bad as the other two because it's something that he can agree to and it brings awareness and yada yada. Samoa Joe's a good heel; he's good at selling it, and it gives a little shock value. But using death and cancer, like that's way over.
It's fucked up, bro. It's fucked up, really fucked up. I wonder if Roman actually really said that they could use that. I doubt it. If somebody go up to Roman and is like, oh, we know you have cancer. Can we use it as a story in wrestling? Sure, go ahead. I might not survive. Like, for real. Oh, why? Oh my god, this is fucked up, bro.
I doubt that they would just do that without just consent.
I don't know. Everything with WWE is pretty
I
doubtful.
mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up though. This one right here, this segment is really fucked up. She said, I'll pull you through the
But
table and you'll
you know
be
what?
closer to your father than ever. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, and but you know
I'm
what
done.
really got
I'm
me
done.
is
I
what
was
really got me
I'm
is like
done.
I don't really like I don't necessarily blame Ruby Riott for it because I'm sure it's like a this is what you have to do, go do it type situation.
Yeah.
I'm questioning Natalya because how would she like? There's no way I would allow that to happen if I was in her shoes.
She's gonna sit there and cry.
Fucking not. Like,
she obviously did allow it to happen if she went out there first and started talking about it.
Yeah, like she's playing into it. She's talking about it. She's responding to it. She's playing into it. Like,
look, either she's just as greedy. Either she's just as greedy to get over as the rest of them, or she's going with it because they've got her convinced that it's what he would have wanted. He would have wanted it this way. He would have wanted to be used and still continue to be relevant. His picture's going to be on a screen in front of millions of people on a table that we're going to desecrate his image with.
That, but I'm saying
that's what they're doing.
You know what would be really more
absolutely.
fucked up?
I would be like, I don't give a fuck if I get over it. I'll go to fucking TNA or something before I allow you to use the death of my father for a storyline. Like, no, that's my father. Like, there's no way.
You know what would be really fucked up? I'll tell you something that would be really fucked up. If they actually use that table, in TLC,
they will, and here's how they're gonna do it. I already see it. I know what they're gonna do is
she's gonna like pull it out.
She's gonna pull it. She's gonna pull it out. And she's gonna set it up like in the corner or something. And Natty's gonna go to try to put Ruby Riott through it, and she's gonna hesitate because she's gonna hesitate because she sees her dad in it, and then she's not gonna be able to do it. And then Ruby Riott's gonna put her through a table.
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Because Dad's dead.
Yep. Gilbert, that's dead, Natty. That's dead.
It makes me really question her. That's all I could think about during the segment is how did she allow this? Why is she going along with all of this?
I couldn't agree more.
She's really that desperate, like she.
That's what I wonder. Is it there's like three different versions? You know, either she's trying to get over, which is a terrible, despicable person to use that. B, they've got her mind fucked into believing that that's what he would have wanted, or she's just so scared. So scared to lose her job that she's just saying yes because she doesn't really have an option. You know, this is Vince McMahon saying, "I want to do a storyline with Jim Neidhart, and we're gonna put him on a table, and she's gonna put you through it, and it's gonna be awesome. And Jim would have wanted it this way. He told me before he died."
Oh my God, that's crazy though.
I don't know though. I've never seen them do something like this. Like this even surprises me for Vince McMahon to let.
She was even talking about the whole Owen Hart and Bret Hart thing. The screw job and everything. They brought that back.
Like I was like, no.
This is like naming a pay-per-view after Chris Benoit.
You know what fucking would suck? You know what would get them so much backlash if they did this with Owen Hart's fucking death? They would get so much fucking backlash.
Yeah, Owen Hart's still. Oh no! I thought Bret Hart. Bret Hart's still alive. I was like, yeah, Owen Hart. No, he's definitely dead. See, yeah, they would get thrown under a bus if they used Owen Hart, but just because Jim Neidhart's not as big of a legend, it's like, oh well, we'll just whatever.
We'll just use it. No. It's alright.
It's such a slap in the face to their entire family and to his memory.
It is. The whole part in general. It's just bad. It's just bad.
Natalia also said this storyline is a chance for her dad to get a proper send-off in WWE. Wow.
She's so blame fucked.
Don't know.
I think most of the people.
See, so that's what it is. It still could be any of them. That could be what they told her to say, and she's either being forced to.
You also gotta remember.
So you can't. It's still all three of those things.
Half of these wrestlers don't really have full They're not on their Twitter account 24/7. They have managers and shit that manages their accounts and shit that can post shit for them. It's not always actually them on their account.
Yeah, it's like some of their siblings probably.
Yeah, let's move on this depressing ass shit. Let's go on to the next match.
Yeah, so
next match. McIntyre.
Yeah, Drew McIntyre versus Dolph Ziggler. After the win and the interference, basically, from Seth Rollins last week, you know, we kind of expected. This is, again, lazy story writing when you've got mega talent at your disposal, when they just basically foreshadow the loss the next week by letting him get a surprise victory the week before. So without, and obviously well, was it Finn Balor? Yeah, it was Finn Balor. So basically they're saying that Dolph Ziggler can't beat Drew McIntyre without help, which I understand. That's fine, you want to put Drew McIntyre over, but this was lazy. It's like, well, we'll have this match just because we had that match last week, and that's the only reason. There was no it was a good match, you know, but that's what is expected of Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. But it's just lazy writing.
Lazy fucking rotten.
What wrestling's been the better part of this year. 2018 has just been a bad year for everything. Especially wrestling.
Well, NXT has.
We got one of the worst WrestleManias of all time this year. So.
True. We actually.
Oh man, it's almost it's basically WrestleMania season, guys.
Oh. And you know what's actually, of course, going to happen
a few more months, right? 5 more months or so?
Yep.
God, it's already that time of year. Let's hope and pray to God that this WrestleMania is better.
Hope WrestleMania doesn't suck. Yeah.
God, that was such a letdown.
So, any other thoughts on this match, guys? I mean, it was a good match.
It's good. It's a good match. Anything with Dolph Ziggler in it is pretty good. Drew McIntyre too, good. I have nothing bad to say about it. I agree with you. What does Ben have something to say? Ben has something to say?
I agree. I think Dolph Ziggler's one of the. Honestly, Dolph Ziggler's in my top 3 superstars.
Yeah, same. Dolph Ziggler's up there in the top for me.
He is the WWE in some way, in my opinion.
I couldn't put him in my top 3 right now, but that's mostly because of the NXT talent. Like, probably
excluding NXT.
Excluding NXT.
I'd say Dolph Ziggler, Randy Orton, and The Miz are the best.
Yeah, The Miz.
That's a pretty good lineup. Randy Orton's definitely getting to where he needs to be. Yeah, I can pretty much agree with that.
And all 3 of those guys have been around for a while too.
They've all been around like 15 plus years.
For a while. Who's been around the longest? Randy?
Randy Orton.
Yeah.
By like a couple of years, maybe.
He was pretty fucking young when he started too.
Yeah, Randy Orton and The Miz were similar times, but Randy Orton was in like the FCW and all that stuff before. Randy Orton has been wrestling since he was probably a teenager, so.
Yeah.
Well, you know, and when your father's Cowboy Bob Orton, you know, you probably grow up doing that shit, especially back then. You know, now not so much because the kids of wrestlers are like spoiled brats and they're just like rich kids and they don't have to go off and be wrestlers, and they're, you know, because back then wrestlers didn't make much money. They didn't make much money back then, so there wasn't any like, if I do this I could be rich, because the kids are already rich, so they don't have to worry about it anymore. But back then they're like, I can do this, but if I do this, I'm gonna have to want it and want it to be my dream. So those types, that's why I really do appreciate legacy superstars, because they really want it, because that name doesn't just get you there. Now, you know, there's a lot of money in it, but back then there wasn't that much money. So Randy Orton didn't have any guarantees of
names. I can guarantee if the majority of wrestlers today, current wrestlers, I can guarantee they are related to another wrestler or, you know, passed away wrestler or something like that, family related, friendly related, fucking, who knows, cousin, sister, whatever, brothers, fucking sister, I don't know.
The only reason why Tamina and Natalia.
They're always related in some way of another, like, big wrestler, and that's why they did wrestling. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how they're related to a wrestler, it's just, they're there now. Because of it.
Yeah. What, Ben?
Yo, okay, I will just say this right now. There are like literally extra I think there's extra like dogs barking next door. I'm just like, oh no.
Nothing important. Anyways, let's move on.
Well, yeah, let's actually let's actually talk about like another not important matchup. Bayley versus Alicia Fox.
Is that the next match?
Yes,
More-
it is.
More mixed match challenge stuff from Bayley and Alicia Fox. This mixed match challenge stuff has no business being on Raw. I mean, I guess they're trying to promote their Facebook stuff, but it's just taking up unnecessary time, making Raw, an already bad Raw, unnecessarily worse by throwing in all these filler matches. They should be quality matches mixed in with, you've got the extra time. How is it that SmackDown does the funny, gimmicky, silly shit, and it's amazing, but Raw does all this serious, goofy shit, and it falls flat every time? They could use their time and do the silly, goofy shit, and SmackDown could just keep their own, you know, thing going. But take a lesson from SmackDown, you know? It's not that hard. You know, a couple little comedy bits and... I don't know what they're doing on Raw. Alright, this whole build up.
Take a moment to point out something during this match? Apollo Crews going for a little bit of a grab.
Oh yeah.
A little bit of a grab.
Apollo was cruising.
He went cruising, bro. His two fingers went cruising.
Oh,
ooh, damn.
I must not have been watching. What happened?
You didn't see it?
I seen it.
Oh,
yeah, you seen it.
It was like, they should have like blurred the
So had to make sure his wife was there. He's like, hold up, let me check this real quick. Was that really happen?
I thought you were watching wrestling. You're over here watching porn.
He's like, that's not wrestling. I don't really want to talk about what happened because you know, there's kids that listen, but then this is not a PG related show. But if you really want to know,
Like, didn't he pick her? He picked up Sasha and threw her into the other three. Yeah, I remember seeing that, but now I can see what happened. Where his hand was. Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
As soon as I thought about it, I was like, where in that match could that have happened? And I was thinking, and I thought back, but for some reason I'm seeing, you know, Bayley and Alicia, and I was like, but he didn't throw Bayley, but and for some reason I wanted to say Sasha, and then you put it all together, and I was like, oh, okay, now I remember.
Yeah,
but I didn't see the hand.
Grab.
So I bet he went back.
Sneak.
How much money you want to bet Apollo Crews never loses that smile now? No, I bet he went back to the locker room and was like, guys, smell my finger.
look at the Discord. Look at the Discord. It went traveling, bro. We're cruising down the street.
Oh, good lord. All up in there. He's digging in.
Oh, yeah.
He was digging.
Told you.
Okay.
Told you.
He's trying. That guy's trying to do the come hither. The old Venetian butterfly.
Sasha Banks is probably like, you know what, I'm never doing this again.
Well, I must say he's got good technique.
Tell him about the technique.
That is the proper technique. So he's got bonus points for that, you know.
Right.
Hear that wrestling podcast giving you the techniques, okay? This is how we do it.
Okay, so the next segment was Dean Ambrose's interview with Charlie. Or not Charlie, yeah, Charlie. And I'm not digging his turn so far.
Everything that Dean Ambrose has done since his heel turn has been some of the worst stuff I've seen in wrestling entire life. Wow. It's like the
terrible.
Worst mic performance, worst storyline, everything.
Well, I know like much worse.
I wonder if he's trying to be bad on purpose.
What has been worse than that this year?
I wonder if he's trying to be bad on purpose.
Okay, let me actually just
he's
see.
Not trying to do that.
Okay,
he's trying to
what's like?
It's still bad.
Okay, let's actually see. What's
he should just be relentlessly psychotic, you know, just a batshit crazy.
Gasoline and the fake fire, and then the fake shots, the little grunt face that he made, and the gas mask now with you people. Why don't you just form a fucking tag team with Daniel Bryan? So neither one of them like anybody. You people.
I know.
I'm gonna get ready.
That's what I was saying. Dean Ambrose and Daniel Bryan is like, it's like they're similar in a way. It's like
bad heels.
It's just like, why?
They're really bad heels because you can tell that they're genuinely good people and they have no business portraying a heel. It's terrible.
Dean Ambrose could be a heel. If they wrote Dean Ambrose right,
he could be a heel. He could be a heel.
He could be a heel.
Right. But this is not a heel. This is.
If Dean Ambrose were unhinged, batshit crazy.
Yes.
Then yes, he could be a heel, but they're not doing that. They're making him some kind of germaphobe freaking weirdo, and it's just
he ain't no germaphobe. He's like some kind of fucking.
What does the jacket and little chain have to do with anything? What is he? What is he?
Okay.
What is this?
Yo, he's supposed to do like the whole bang
feel
gimmick.
like
That's why.
He's a little
That's like
drunk
what he's trying to
street
do. The
corner
whole bang
thug.
gimmick.
No, I feel like he's a betweener of a thug, a street thug, and a freaking rebel. I don't fucking know. Like it's just like
street thug.
that has insecurities of fucking germs and phobe and has a little bit issues going on. He just, I don't know.
Weekend and stuff. He's mad at Seth Rollins. He has no idea why. Nobody knows why. He's so fucking. He's just mad for no reason.
Nobody knows why he's mad.
Like it's so bad.
It's like
just went with the Renee Young cheating on him.
It's like he comes out all the time. It's like he comes out all the time trying to explain why he's mad, but he never gets to the point.
He can't figure it out. He's like
he gets to the point.
It's just like a woman. A woman's just so pissed off at you. And like you're like, why? What's wrong?
And right
babe?
now
and
he's
like,
he's just a woman on his period. Right now he's just a woman on his.
I think that's what it is. He's trying to dress different.
He's on his
to look
period. It's
better.
that season, guys.
He thinks the jacket's cute, but nobody else thinks so. He's fucking irritated.
He doesn't like the smell of your breath, so he puts. He doesn't even want to look at you.
So he's gonna turn his back on you. He doesn't give a shit if you have.
He's just so disgusted right now. It's just like, get away from me. Oh, why are you talking to me?
So stupid. And Dean Ambrose is one of my favorite people in the WWE.
He is one of my favorite too. It's just disappointing.
The most disappointing thing I've ever seen a superstar that I like do. Ever.
Oh man.
So the next segment was Elias versus Lio Rush. Elias had his little song and dance before well, not a dance, but his song before it took place, and then Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush interrupted at the end. Heath Slater came out and debuted as the referee.
Okay. I am actually now gonna say this. This is what I'm actually... Okay, nah, I'm sorry, but this is now like an abuse of power by Baron Corbin. This is why Baron Corbin should not be freaking general manager of Monday Night Raw. He's now abusing his power. He's already like freaking abused his power twice into like, well, on Raw.
You just realized he's been abusing his power band.
No,
you just realize it.
No, Street. Hang on.
Really? You haven't realized?
Enough's enough. Street.
I mean, when you first became general manager, you haven't realized it.
Street. Can I say something?
I still don't get how I just talked about this, and you still think that he is calling the shots. That he's the one making those decisions. He has not made a single one of those decisions. You're sitting there saying, Baron Corbin is abusing his power. No, he's not. Creative is writing it so that he can abuse his power.
I love how we all speak in kayfabe, and in the second Ben does it, we're like, you stupid idiot.
Yeah, this is exactly what I mean. Yeah. Sheep. Okay. Tell me one thing. Okay. Sheep. Tell me one thing that you actually now freaking believe that you know Baron Corbin is like not to blame for this. He isn't
the one to blame for it, Ben. You think he makes up all these decisions on top of his head?
Listen, all this shit that we just talked about Dean Ambrose, she didn't say anything about. It's not Dean Ambrose's fault. It's what's written for him. He's not actually thinking these things. Nothing.
Ben, everybody's playing a role in wrestling.
I know.
But now Ben says something, and it's, what was his storyline? It's not actually him calling the shots.
Well,
why can't Ben speak in kayfabe?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, every
Ben
time
speaking kayfabe all the time.
Try
that's nothing new.
Okay. Oh my. I am about
I'm defending you. What do you mean you two? Screw you then.
Yeah, he's defending
it's not my freaking fault. I've been saying that. As soon as Baron Corbin, became freaking general manager, I've always had a stupid problem with him. He is like making Raw the freaking D show. SmackDown, NXT UK, they are actually now A, B, and C shows. Raw has now become a D show. We have got a stupid, bad Universal Champion. Sorry, I have now got to bring this freaking all up. I have tried. But you know what? The only reason why that, the freaking Brock Lesnar, of course, is still Universal Champion is because of Baron Corbin. He made a match between Rhino and Heath Slater, and the winner, still
is it really because of Baron Corbin?
Okay, Street, let me get to my point.
Is it all Baron Corbin's fault? Just like Seth Rollins said?
Wait, I want to know how all this ties together.
Okay, Ben, go. Tie
It's
together.
like a whole bunch of ingredients, and I want to see what the dish is going to be.
Okay.
Go on, Ben.
If I actually... Okay. You know what? No. I'm done.
Okay, he's done.
What?
Just like that.
You know what?
Wait, he said that Baron Corbin is the reason why Brock Lesnar is the Universal Champion, and then Baron Corbin Heath Slater in a match. How do those two things intertwine?
Yeah, what does Heath Slater have to do with it?
Okay.
Baron Corbin. I mean...
You know what? Okay. The reason why that I actually just said that of course Baron Corbin of course is now abusing his power, is because he has now booked Heath Slater as a freaking referee. You should be like, okay, this is what Baron Corbin should be like.
That's what they do with Brock Lesnar.
Backwards fucking mind. I'm sorry, but no. This is now like me gonna go straight to just the absolute point. Baron Corbin is a fucking asshole. He needs to be bloody fired, away from, of course, he needs to go straight back to NXT and never come back. That's my point.
You heard it here, folks.
Alright.
Think he should be fired. Coming from the kayfabe itself. Coming from kayfabe itself.
I hope I never have to work for me.